why African men marry multiple women, and I'm also going to tell you if I think that will work in the Western world. I got this clip off of Shannon Sharp's podcast of boxer Francis Nguru. So he's not a boxer, he's actually a UFC fighter. And he was talking about Africa and why men marry multiple women. And it blew my mind. I really never thought it was what it was. Here's the clip.
Polygamy in Africa, most marriage in Africa for men was a responsibility. It wasn't to have fun, even like to get married, even to have multiple wives. Most of the time, in the many situations, it wasn't like, oh, I like those women so much. Right. It was a situation that you have to first, for example, like when a guy in a community was successful, he needs to get married from wife in a different neighborhood around the community, so to give people many chances.
Okay, whoa, let's stop it there for a second. So right away, we've learned in that 20 seconds that they're not marrying for like passionate sexual attraction reasons. They're getting married almost like for like a transaction, like it's a good, almost like kind of like business benefit, like you shouldn't actually marry within the community. You should actually marry outside the community to give other communities chances. That is crazy.
Unlike here, when you have a daughter there, all your life is a worry. You don't know how she's gonna end up. You don't know. You're worried if ever she's gonna have a roof or to have somebody to take care. And then there's this guy that's gonna take care of her.
All right, this is starting to get like sexist because like why, if you're a parent, are you worrying about your child, your sorry, not your child, but your daughter being taken care of? Like, why can't she take care of herself? So this is already now starting to get like it's we're getting married for responsibility, and then it's the parent saying, oh my gosh, I'm worrying about my daughter. Who's going to take care of her? I need to find a guy who feels responsible enough to take care of my daughter. All right, hold on. Let's listen to the rest.
You don't care if she's the 5th or the 10th wife.
Wow.
Take it, bro. And that's how some people were getting a lot of wives just to like, give chance to community.
Okay, this is now when it starts to get really crazy for me. Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. Listen to this.
And also one thing that was very important, if your brother or your family member passed away and left a wife with children,
you had to take
one of you guys have to take that wife. Like whether you like it or not, somebody have to take it.
But you're not gonna sleep with the wife, though.
No,
right?
you'll sleep with.
No,
you
no.
will take the wife.
Yeah, I'm just take it and say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna take care of you and make sure.
Yeah, but you can take a wife and just not sleep with.
Yeah, you can. You can kill both.
You're gonna take. Why? Because
you're gonna take your brother's wife and sleep with her, and that's how you're taking care of her? Yo, this is crazy.
And the reason why they were doing that, the family was doing that, because they didn't want a wife to live with their kids and get out there, get married with somebody that will mistreat those kids.
Right.
Because with the situation being very complicated, I mean, this guy is going to work hard and then maybe get home, barely have food for 2-3 people. And then if he has a kid, it's for the 3. The other guy, kid, it's not my kids, right? So the family didn't want that to happen. So they wanted to keep the wife and the kids into the family. So somebody have to step up and take that as a responsibility.
Wow. I'm glad that in Western. I'm glad that in Western. I'm glad that in America.
Yeah. So polygamy most of the time wasn't by choice.
Right.
Yeah, it was by responsibility.
So at the end there, he's now trying to make sense of it and trying to make it seem as if it's a caring. I shouldn't say seem, because I'm sure in their culture that is how you are supposed to care. But I'm still just baffled that regardless of culture, like culture is supposed to evolve, and we're in 2023. There's enough information in the world to not continue to think this way. So like, yes, it's nice that, sure, if my brother or sister were to pass away, then you want to take care of their kids. But like if I had a brother, you don't want to take care of his wife and move her into your house and be sexual with her. That's the thing that I don't understand, why he is not acknowledging that's wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It is 2023. He's not saying, hey, this is how it was, 1,000 years ago. He's saying this is our culture, and he's actually still kind of justifying it today. And I don't understand why they think that a woman in Africa needs to be taken care of in such a way that she can't take care of herself. Again, just want to make clear, sure, support, or let's say if she's not working or whatever her situation is, the family would for sure come in and help out. But why do they feel like they need to grab the whole family up, move them in, and start sleeping with your brother's wife? That's crazy. Polygamy, now we know that polygamy in Africa is not a sexual it's not a sexual foundation to the polygamy relationship. It's more of a responsibility, and there's sex kind of interjected into it, where it seems as if that's like the last thing that the guy is actually interested in. This whole time, I always thought it was really men being egotistical and just wanting to sleep around with a bunch of women. But it's still kind of egotistical to think that, but maybe their culture is not set up for that women don't have equal opportunities. I'm thinking about this from a Western world, saying, why do you need to take a woman up and take care of all her kids? She can go and get a job, she can get an education. So maybe where he's from in Africa, maybe women are not afforded these opportunities, so he's not thinking in that way. But he's doing this interview in America, and he knows how things are. Like, I think that he should have said, he should have interjected his description, not interjected. So I think that he should have put in that, that may give us some more information as to why the woman where he's from can't go out and get a job. So then we wouldn't have to just be assuming that he thinks that that's okay. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyways, if somebody out there has some more information on this, I found it really interesting. I do have a part in my book where I do talk about polyamory and open relationships. I've been very open about that on my podcast, and like I said, in my books. I find it very interesting that it's so vastly different in Africa versus the Western world. When I started out doing this podcast, I thought, not the entire podcast, this episode, when I thought about doing this episode, I was really just trying to see, like, hey, would the African version of polyamory work over here? And after watching that, there's not really much of a debate. It absolutely could never go down over here. So if anybody has any more information or any more not advice, but any more have information on how things are in Africa, I would really like to know, because I think this is a super interesting topic.